Hey y'all, Melissa here at Twin Oaks Family Farm. Thanks for joining me on Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Welcome to a day in the life of a small family poultry farm. Going to go gather eggs. Going to visit our production red hens first. So let's get inside their enclosure here and go take a look at what eggs the girls have laid this morning. Sorry for the shadows. Oh, right at the doorway, there's one. So let me grab the egg basket. Okay, we'll get in here and the lighting will change a little bit. Hi, girls. Oh, goodness. It's like an Easter egg hunt whenever you go into a pen of chickens, huh? Good morning. Good morning. So these are production reds. They're a hybrid of Rhode Island reds and New Hampshire reds. Looky here, like I said, kind of like an Easter egg hunt. There we go. So these girls are almost a year old. There's probably about 30 of them in here, and we have another flock of egg production chickens too. And this Easter egger and that Easter egger, and there's an Isa Brown, they actually belong to the other flock. And one of the evenings when we let all the hens free range for some supervised free ranging time, when they went back to their respective hen houses, they went kind of willy-nilly, and these three ended up in here, and they get along with everybody, so we just let it ride. So here's another egg. So these are actually their nest boxes. So I know that something I need to do soon is replenish some bedding material into the nest boxes. We usually will put some pine shavings in there occasionally. A lot of times they kind of kick it out as they're nesting, or what they allow to stay in there eventually breaks down, and so then you get back to where you really don't have anything in there, but we can replenish that. So here's another egg. Okay, so if you have egg chickens, you need something good for collecting your eggs. I love this egg basket. This is actually an authentic vintage egg basket, so it's specifically for the purpose of collecting eggs. It could hold a lot of eggs, a lot more eggs than we get in a day's time. We've been getting about 48 eggs a day because we have this group and we have the other group. So really we have a total of about 58 egg laying hens now, I believe. I'm going to go back here and then we'll go back to the nest boxes. This is a corner the hens like to lay in. So you'll find if you have egg production hens, they like to lay in places that they perceive as kind of dark and secluded. And that's the allure of egg boxes, of nest boxes like this. So she's, I don't know, she's either sitting on eggs that were already there, or already laid her own egg, or fixing to lay an egg. I don't know. It depends on the individual. Some of them will let me pet them while they're in. She's talking to me a little bit, and I know. Okay, so she's not sitting on an egg. So I don't personally like getting my hand pecked by the chickens, so I am somewhat cautious about reaching my hand into. Now I try to scrape off. She's like, I want in that corner. I was saying, I'm going to get the eggs first, sister. Why don't you move on? I was saying I try to scrape off. That's a hard place for me to reach. I usually have a long handled wooden spoon to just roll those out of there. But I try to scrape off any of the dusty material that might have got on the egg. Okay, now, so you notice this one's different. So this comes from one of the gray hens. It's really like a green tint. And you can see it's quite a bit smaller than the eggs from the production reds. So that green egg would have come from her or the other gray one. Okay. Hi. She's a production red. So they look very much like the Rhode Island Reds. We've had Rhode Island Reds in the past. I haven't had New Hampshire Reds in the past. But the production Reds are good egg layers. They lay a nice large egg, sturdy. Okay, so they have a easy fill water dispenser. So it holds about 5 gallons of water. Oh, and it's full. So I'm not going to add any. I can see it's right here. I'm not going to add any water to that, okay? And then we'll let them drink it down through the day, and then we'll clean the tray again. And they have 2 large feeders, which they actually have knocked this one off. So we will replenish their feed. We'll give them a little bucket filled with feed. Come on, let me set it back up. Split into these 2. But they have a little bit. We really like to have them clean up what's in the feeders before we give them more. So we'll give them a small bucket filled, split between their 2 feeders, of layer mash. So that's like a 16% protein in their layer mash for them. And we basically just give them a helping of it daily, and that's their feed. So so we kind of figure it out. You know, I'm kind of pulling this from memory, and I'll have to look it up. And if I'm wrong, I'll note the correction in the comments. But I'm thinking a 1/4 pound of feed per day per hen is the right amount. You know, like if we're talking about like what we feed, about a 15 or 16% protein value complete feed for laying hens. I think about a 1/4 pound of feed per day per hen is the right amount that, you know, is appropriate for them. And then like I said, if we can allow the hens to have some free range time, it has to be supervised here because of predator risk, but if we can allow that, we'll actually let them out of their coop area, and they can go in the yard for grass and bugs and scratching and foraging. But they have a small coop, but you know, it doesn't take chickens any time at all to destroy vegetation on top of the soil. So like, you know, when a chicken has her hen house and a dedicated outdoor run area, typically that run area becomes bare of any vegetation because it doesn't take chickens any time at all to clean it off. So that's what's really attractive. If you have enough ground that you can like graze your chickens outdoors and then move them to a fresh area of grass outdoors and continue to do that kind of like on a daily basis, it's really great for the soil, and it's really great for the hens. Great for the soil because they're kind of like naturally fertilizing it in reasonable amounts, and also great for the hens because if they can be moved, they're on actually fresh ground daily. So we don't have the amount of acreage resources to really do that with our hens, so we opt for hen houses with attached chicken runs, and then letting them free range whenever we can have some supervision for them. So anyway, but as we said, production reds, the lighter red one is an Isa brown, so that's a hybrid. That's also a hybrid specialized for egg production. These are hybrids. In the case of the Isa brown, that hybrid is kind of a proprietary breeding program held, I believe, by a French company, and probably involves about 4 breeds. The hybrid of these production reds is just 2 breeds, the Rhode Island red, New Hampshire red, and the Easter eggers, they're essentially hybrids too, because they've kind of been the result of other breeds being combined. I don't know exactly what breeds, but they have beautiful feather colors, and sometimes have, you know, fun embellishment in the feathering, like muffs on the cheeks, muffs, you know, on the top of the head. But these gray ones kind of have some copper feathering in them, and they're just pretty hens. So thanks for joining us here. That's part of the day in the life of a small poultry farmer with egg chickens, just checking eggs, checking the wellness of the hens, checking feed and water, and being aware of the hens' need for their ambient conditions. So these gals are doing great. It's a great day here at Twin Oaks Family Farm for the egg production chickens, and we'll do a companion video checking the other hen house as well. Thanks for joining us here. Please like and subscribe. Tell us if you're a poultry keeper, what breeds you have, and any questions you have, we'll try to answer them.